Hi, this is Carlos Suarez. I'm the broker of Black Swan Home Group. Happy Friday and welcome back. So last week, we talked about what are some of the prospecting activities that a new real estate agent or any real estate agent that is looking to bring their career back to life should be doing. What is it that you have to do every day? And I gave you some ideas. But now let's take it a step further. You're doing what you have to do. You're prospecting, and now you're getting leads. The way you work the lead is just as important as the consistency that you put into finding these leads. Because when I ask my agents, you have to prospect, you have to do this. I find that there's two group of agents. There's the agent that does the prospecting, and then they work the lead, and then they close transactions, and then they make money. But then I have the agent that prospects, that those put the time that they have to put into finding the customer. But then, even though they're finding the people, they're truly not getting any transaction, or they're not getting as many as they should be getting. The question is, what's the difference between them two? What is it that somebody's doing better that is leading them into actually getting transactions? And one of the main things I'll give you, and one of the main things I'll tell you is that you have to learn to work with people that they have the motivation, but that they also find themselves in a position that they could make the move. Because if you waste your time working with people that are not qualified or that simply don't have the real motivation to move, then all of that is time that you waste. So one of the most important things is for you to be able to pre-qualify the person that you're working with. Now that will come with knowledge and that will come with experience, but you have to ask the right questions. If you're looking to buy, or if you have somebody who's looking to buy, they have to understand the process. And then that is your job of sitting down with them, having a buyer's consultation, and setting the right expectations so that they know what's coming up. Get them pre-qualified. There's no need for you to show houses if this person doesn't have the financial possibilities of taking that step. Okay, so you first have to qualify a buyer if you're working on rentals, and the tenant, because you don't, even though it's rent, you don't want to be showing property to somebody that cannot rent, right? So you always want to pre-qualify your customer, ask the right questions, and make sure they actually have the possibility of moving. Now, when you do take that step, you sit down with them, you set the right expectations, you do everything that it has to be done. Then one of the main differences is how you do it. Okay, be a professional with this. People are taking the greatest step of their life. I don't want to make it so greatest step of their life, but they do want to make the greatest or the biggest purchase of their life, right? So there's a difference between you sitting down with them in your office, in a coffee place, and you having everything set up in a way that they can clearly understand it. You have a folder with information. You find yourself being presentable. And then there's also the agent that I've seen them a lot, that they simply go and show a house in sandals and shorts, and they know this is the house you want to buy. There's a difference between those two scenarios, right? You pre-qualify them, but then you sat down with them in a professional manner, bring them to the office, take them to a coffee place, get them a cup of coffee, and then show them in a professional way what is it that is going to happen. Let them go with your little folder and your information and all the guidelines of what they're going to see, and all of that will show them not only that you are professional, but that you also know what you're doing. Okay, so you go from the step of looking for the lead, pre-qualifying the lead, but then having a consultation with them that shows them that you're the person that they can trust. Not just any of those real estate agents that says, I'm going to call you back, and they never call back. I'm going to send you properties, and they never send emails, right? So be the one that is the professional, be the one that sits down with them, explain the situation, and then go ahead and start showing them the properties. But when you do show them these properties, showing a property is not just opening up a door and letting people walk through this property, right? When you're going to show up and you're going to show a property, you're going to give them value. Why is this property priced at this amount? What is the offer we could make? But then give them data of why you believe that's the offer that you could make. Look, this property is listed at $460,000. I think it's a great value because 3 sales just happened within the past 3 or 4 months, just like this, same square footage, and they sold in this, and that. And you're giving them this information right outside of the property, and then they go into a property that they already have some valuable information. Because I see some of my agents, or some of all the agents, thinking that showing a house is opening up a door and saying, this is a bedroom. That's not what you do, right? Anybody can do that. But you really have to give them that value that they need to be able to understand if this is a good deal for them or not. Now, as you do all of this, as you do the pre-qualifications and the showings and all of that, understand that you are the professional. they're going to hire you because they want you to tell them what to do. Because I see some of the agents allowing the customer to tell them how to work the transaction. No, the one that knows how to work the transaction is you. So you lead the transaction. And if you have to sit down somebody and tell them, look, I'm here to help you, and this is how things work, then you do it. And that's part of the evaluation that we're doing. Don't let the customer push you around, because then you're not there doing anything, right? If they can do it without you, if you bring no value to this transaction, why are you even helping? Now, you will see that sometimes you have, I don't want to say push people, but you do have to be somewhat strong with people, but they would appreciate it, because then they see that you know what you're doing and that you're confident enough to present this to them. You will see that a lot of the customers that you will get in the future will come from referrals that people give you. But people will only give you referrals when they feel that you got them a really good deal. Somebody once told me that the best moment for you to ask for a referral is in your buyer's consultation. Because they always tell you, oh, in the closing table, they're happy, ask for the referral. Yeah, but the best time for you to do it is when you meet and when you sit down with them for the first time. Because one of the things you could say to somebody is, look, the purpose of what I'm doing here is to help you find the property and help you go through a process that you feel comfortable and happy, so that at the end, on the closing table, when you're signing those documents and you're saying this house is mine, you feel happy and comfortable to give me a referral and have your friends and family work with me. And that's something that you could say in some type of way when you first meet them, so that hopefully you do that. And on the closing day, you told them, remember when we sat down and I told you this was my goal? Do you feel comfortable referring me to your friends and family? Okay, so understand that there's a whole selling process. There's a whole learning process to this. The more you do it, the better you're going to get, but you'll get there. And hopefully you have the right guidance that will help you get there fast. Okay, so I hope you enjoy your weekend. If you have any questions, if you need anything, you can feel free to reach out to us. Have a nice day.